Dear viewers, welcome back to English B Honeysuckle Unit 7. The discussion on the part 1 of the story Fair Play has been done in video 1. We have learnt that the old lady, Jaman's old aunt, sought the help of the village panchayat as she had felt insulted with the indifferent attitude towards her by Jaman and his wife. She approached Algu, tried to convince him to look into the matter, and stressed that he must be present in the panchayat to justify the case. What happened next? Let us go to discuss the part 2 of the story in this video. But before getting on with the intended part today, here are a few points for you to note. Reading of the text, explanations of words and phrases, comprehension questions with answers, and summary of the paragraphs discussed. So let's begin with paragraphs 5 and 6. The panchayat was held the same evening under an old banyan tree. Jaman stood up and said, "The voice of the Panch is the voice of God. Let my aunt nominate the head Panch. I will abide by her decision." The Panch knows neither friend nor enemy. What do you say to Algu Choudhury? The old lady announced. "Fine," replied Jaman, hiding his joy over this unexpected piece of luck. "Chachi, you are aware of my friendship with Jaman," said Algu. "I know that," replied the aunt. "But I also know that you will not kill your conscience for the sake of friendship. God lives in the heart of the Panch, and his voice is the voice of God." And the old lady explained her case. "Jaman," said Algu, "you and I are old friends. Your aunt is as dear to me as you. Now I am a Panch. You and your aunt are equal before me. What have you to say in your defense?" 3 years ago," began Jaman, "my aunt transferred her property to me. I promised to support her as long as she lived. I have done all I could. There have been a couple of quarrels between my wife and her, but I can't stop it. Now my aunt is claiming a monthly allowance from me. This is not possible. That's all I have to say." Now, words and phrases that we have come across in these paragraphs. Let's explain them. Panch, member of panchayat. Nominate, propose or suggest, abide by means obey, kill your conscience means lose the sense of right or wrong, defense, guard or excuse. Now, comprehension questions with answers. What did Jaman say before the panchayat? Jaman said that the voice of the panchayat is the voice of God. How did Jaman accept the old lady's nominating Algu as the head panch? He was happy when his aunt nominated Algu as the head panch. Whose unexpected piece of luck was meant here? How? Jaman's unexpected piece of luck was meant. Algu was his best friend, so he thought the aunt would avoid choosing him as the head panch, but she chose him beyond his expectation. How was Algu's voice in the meeting? Algu's voice in the meeting was impartial. Now, summary of the paragraphs just discussed. The panchayat was arranged that evening itself under an old banyan tree. Jaman said that the decision of the panch is of highest value. It is valued as God's voice. So saying, he asked his aunt to suggest the head panch and assured that he would accept the panchayat's decision. In reply to Algu as a member of the panchayat, the old lady declared that she knew his relation with Jaman, but she also knew the panch's voice, which is impartial, can never be overpowered by friendship. Jaman accepted her nomination with suppressed joy. Algu spoke to Chachi. He asked her if she was aware of his friendship with Jaman. She replied that she knew very well, and she also believed that his conscience, as that is the voice of God, would not be overpowered by friendship. With this, the old lady started narrating every detail of the matter. Now Algu asked Jaman to speak to defend himself, making him aware that he and his aunt both were equal to him, as now more than anything else he was on the judgment seat of a panch. Jaman told in brief that his aunt had transferred her property to his name 3 years ago on the condition that she should be looked after till her death. He said he had done the best of his capacity to serve her, but recently she and his wife had a couple of quarrels with each other over some matters. This was beyond his control. It is because of this that his aunt was asking for a sum from him on a monthly basis, and this was not possible for him to allow. Now let us see what happens next. So, next part of the text, that is paragraphs 7 and 8. Jaman was cross-examined by Algu and others. Then Algu announced, "We have gone into the matter carefully. In our opinion, Jaman must pay his aunt a monthly allowance, or else the property goes back to her." Now, the two friends were seldom seen together. The bond of friendship between them was broken. In fact, Jaman was Algu's enemy and wanted his revenge. Now, words and phrases that you have come across in the paragraphs to be explained. Cross-examined. It means cross-questioned or interrogated. Gone into the matter. What does it mean? It means investigated, argued, examined, or discussed. In our opinion, it means in the opinion of the panchayat, or in our findings. Seldom, rarely, infrequently, revenge, payback, retaliation, or tit for tat. Now, comprehension questions with answers. Who are others referred to here? Others refers to the members of the village panchayat. What must Jaman do to keep the aunt's property? Jaman must pay his aunt a monthly allowance to retain her property. Why was the bond of friendship broken? One of the friends did not favor the other with his influence in time of need. How was Algu Jaman's enemy now? Jaman expected that Algu, being his best friend and the key figure of the panchayat, would give verdict in his favor. But the result was just the opposite. So he took him to be an enemy now. of the paragraphs just discussed. Algu, with other members in the Panchayat, inquired and posed questions over the feud and declared that their detailed inquiry over the matter made them reach the decision that Jaman must pay a monthly allowance to his aunt, otherwise he must return the property to her. After this incident, the two of them were rarely seen together. Their bond of friendship was snapped. In fact, Jaman turned to be an enemy to Algu and wanted revenge. This much is for today. We'll be back with the remaining part of the lesson in the next video.